What's up, guys? Simply Coco here, back with another video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will always respond to your comments, and feel free to hit that like button while you're at it. So today I'm back with another New Leaf Apartments installment, I guess you can call it. So today I am creating this sim who is moving in. His name is Shawn. I'm not sure what his last name is. When I get to that, I will tell you. But yeah, Shawn is very, very heavily inspired by the guy from the TV show You. I recently started watching it with my boyfriend, and we both really enjoy it. My boyfriend's friend actually spoiled it for him, so he knows what's gonna happen, but I'm still I'm almost done with season 2, and then I know there's a season 3 coming out. But this character is very heavily inspired by him. That's why he has the little 5 o'clock shadow going on. He's very thin and very lanky. Joe's hair on the show, if you watch it, is really similar to that hair. I really enjoy the first 2 outfits I gave him. This third outfit is more of his creepy outfit that Joe would kind of wear when he would go and stalk people, basically. In The Sims, we don't really have traits that can mimic Joe, so what I just did, I just made this sim. I made his traits. I know his aspiration is to be fabulously wealthy. And his traits are, did I say that was a trait? That's aspiration. His aspiration is to be fabulously wealthy. His traits are erratic, a bro, and a klepto. So I figured he would be a thief, and that's how he would make his living. But I made him a bro because, if you've seen the show, Joe comes off very charming and very, sweet, and he cares about people. So yeah, I named him, his last name is Guy. That sounds fake because I thought that kind of fit the storyline. Shawn Guy, it's not really his real name. Maybe it's not his real name, but that's what he's going by, Shawn Guy. So as you can see, I'm in his apartment now, and I skipped over the kitchen because it's the same. I skipped over me laying out the kitchen because it's the same appliances and same cabinetry as the other apartment, as Pia and Stephanie. It's just laid out slightly different since this is a different apartment altogether, but they're in the same building, so I wanted to tie them. I wanted it to make sense. I wanted to tie the apartments together and make them look like they're actually in the same building, and they're not just all laid out. Well, they can be laid out differently, but I don't want every single one of them to have different appliances and different cabinets and stuff like that. But I imagine his apartment being very minimalistic. He doesn't have a lot of clutter around. The most clutter is in the kitchen, but it's just kitchen clutter. And then other than that, he has a desk in his room that has a little clutter on it. But it's very black and white, as you can see. Black, white, and grays were the main color scheme that I was going for in here. I would imagine, like I said, not much cluttering. He would keep a lot of things put away because he's very secretive. Yeah, and like I said, this whole apartment complex is really big on community. And he's big on community too. He loves not everybody, but I'll get to that. He doesn't like everyone that lives here, but for the most part, he enjoys his neighbors and the people that live in this apartment complex. I would say sometimes he probably does steal from them during parties or something, but he likes them. And there's one particular character that I will do in the next part that he's gonna be actually really close with, for reasons that I will explain when I get to that family. I don't know if you'll see me furnish the bathroom. The bathrooms are gonna all be the same. They're all gonna have the same exact what do you call it? I don't know if you call them appliances or furniture. It's going to have the same exact toilet, the same exact sinks, the same exact showers. Every bathroom will. There's not really a whole lot you can do to make, to show personality in a bathroom. So yeah, all the bathrooms are going to be the same in every apartment. I don't remember if I showed it on here, if I showed me furnishing it in this apartment or not. This is just a small little hallway I'm decorating now. In the other apartment, Stephanie and Pia's apartment, I put a desk in this area. But since, he's a thief and he runs this, whole operation, I didn't want, his computer where he'd be looking up different things that he could go steal and looking up different events that he could go and heist or something. So I was like, no, he wouldn't have a computer out in the open. It would be in his bedroom, and he probably keeps his bedroom door locked for everyone but him, so no one can go in his bedroom. The only thing that I do end up putting outside the bedroom, I put a chest under that hall table. I do put a chest under there. It's like that Victorian, I guess, looking chest that has a lock on it. I don't know if it's Victorian. It's just like more old fashioned. So I figured like maybe he could keep something in there, because I mean, this is an apartment complex and there's not this is an apartment, a 1-bedroom apartment, and there probably aren't many storage places. So going back to the cars in the garage though, if you remember in part 2, when I put the cars, there's a black van down there. Excuse me. And I imagine that being his car, his van. I didn't give him a bike, but I probably should, because I imagine him being, like when he's just going to the store or something, I imagine he would ride a bike. He only pulls that van out when he's gonna go and, do something. Like, that's not his everyday car that he drives around. As you can see, I just pulled out that what is it called? The briefcase of money. I wouldn't say he robs banks or anything. I would just say he steals things and then sells them. And maybe that's just where he keeps like his savings or something. I imagine a lot of things in this apartment are stolen, like the artwork and maybe even his bed, or I don't know. But I just imagine certain things, or a lot of things in this apartment is stolen. So I end up putting this box just being like, I don't know, maybe files or some sort of, information, or maybe he keeps smaller trinkets that he steals in there or something along those lines. Whatever you think. And then I end up putting that like clutter, that book clutter that's that has like the math homework, it looks like, on the top of it. I end up putting that to be like those are his like most recent plans, like his most recent heist plans or something, what he plans on doing next or something. I really wish we had like sticky notes in The Sims as clutter that I could have like pinned up on the wall, and that could have acted as like his next, plan. But that's why I put that book. Now I'm just doing his bed, just finishing up his bedroom. This bed is from City Living. I thought it really worked because of it's a futon really, and he's, very minimal, and it's made out of that wood. And, at the end of the day, this apartment complex is very eco-friendly. So I imagine, everything being, made out of repurposed woods and upcycled things and stuff like that. Just because the apartment complex is eco doesn't necessarily mean that everybody that lives here has to follow, a rule of some sort. But I just figured, they wouldn't live here if they didn't agree with the eco lifestyle, some sort, of way. You're going to see me fiddle with this for a while just because I couldn't find a place where it didn't cut into anything. For a second, I was just going to leave it cutting into something and just call it a day. But things cutting into things and then things glitching are the two things that I can't look past, no matter how small they are. Depending on the glitch, because like if I want to, make a L-shaped couch or something and there's just a tiny glitch, that's not a big of a deal. But yeah. So I tried to slow this video down a lot today, a lot slower than I usually do, just because it really didn't take me long. It took me 20 minutes to create the character. It took me 20 minutes to create him and Cass. And I think it took me about an hour, maybe, to furnish the apartment. Really not long at all. Especially once the kitchen was done. But yeah, like these paintings I just put up, not paintings, the jerseys I just put up, I imagine those being stolen. I put that like diary next to his bed because I assumed he probably would keep one. Because, Joe in the TV show, in You, he constantly was talking to himself in his head. And I just imagine this guy would write a lot of things down. I did make him erratic, so every now and then he will talk to himself. He will tell a story to himself. He'll just freak out and go crazy. So yeah, I did give that trait to this sim. That little like object that I just put under that hall table, if I use that in any build, I'm using it as like where they keep their blankets and stuff, because we don't really have a lot of things in The Sims for like blanket storage. I know that's a very specific thing to like be asking for, but you know how like in real life, like in my real life like home, not where I live now, but like where I'm from, my mom's house. She had like an ottoman in the living room that the top of it opened up and you could store stuff in it, and that's where we kept our blankets. So I wish there was something like that in The Sims. So when I use that little wicker basket object, that's what I'm using it for, as like blanket storage. That might be what it actually is. I just really don't know what's in that object. But yeah, the curtain that I put here, that's actually a door, not a window, because it leads out to the balcony. That door is in every single apartment. So I just put that curtain there to act like he could pull it all the way across, because obviously he would like his privacy. And then you saw me put, what is it called? You saw me put a movie poster up on the wall, and it had like a guy standing in front of a diamond. And I imagine that was like maybe his favorite movie as a kid, and maybe that's what made him kind of become what he is. In the show, I haven't finished season 2. There's probably more that I can learn about it, but the Joe in the show, his mom wasn't the very best mom. She always left him alone and would really just like be running through a whole bunch of guys. And I think maybe he had a stepdad or one of his mom's boyfriends was not good to him. And that and the guy that he worked for kind of made him become who he is. But I figured this character in The Sims would have been heavily inspired by that movie and just some other things that maybe happened throughout his life. I just don't know what those things are. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I thought I thought the video was frozen for a minute, but I guess I was just thinking or looking or changing music on my phone or something. But yeah, since people haven't been, this is just off subject. Since people haven't been watching these New Leaf parts as much, I'm not gonna continue to do them back to back. I'll just bring one out whenever I feel like it, or if I need a content filler, I'll just do it that day, because they don't take very long to do. But so tomorrow I'll have another speed build coming out and not another part of this. But excuse me, if you are one of the like several people that are watching, don't worry, I will finish this series. I only have 2 households left. So yeah, and there's obviously, like I said yesterday, there's going to be a lot more eco builds coming. So I hope you are enjoying all of these YouTubers doing these eco builds, because it's only going to get, I don't want to say worse, but they're only going to get more, because when that pack comes out, it comes out in less than a month. So I just gave him this like little meditation station. I assumed he would try and be as sane as possible. He would try to get mellow, but it just really wouldn't take. And then I didn't put much else out on this balcony, just because I assumed he wouldn't like a whole bunch of company, except for the one person that he does really get along with and really like connect with in this apartment. You'll know who that is the next part. And then I gave him a piano because I assumed he'd be a very artsy person. The guy in the show, he's a bookseller, and he knows a lot about books and stuff like that. So I imagine this guy would know a lot about music and know a lot about wellness and cooking maybe. But yeah, so the screenshots are rolling. I really hope you enjoyed the character in this apartment, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.